Good morning to each and every one of you. As you can see, the low clouds have us a little bit of a challenge with the sunrise this morning, but it is a beautiful day here in Barbados. I was noticing a comment a little while ago about how dramatic it looks without any color. Just exactly how it looks down here in the morning at this time. It was so beautiful and peaceful. Today, sea conditions, I would have to call them small. I would call this very small compared to what we would normally experience over here. But it's a beautiful day, wind's not too strong. It's gonna be a lovely little walk today. Something a little bit offbeat, something a little different from what we've been doing because the winds have been keeping us in this section before. Just like to welcome you all to the EMC gathering for our Tuesday special. Today we're over on the east coast of the island. I don't know who has guessed where we are as yet. Leave you for a couple more minutes. What I'd like to do is say our Serenity Prayer. We will give a couple more minutes, just an extended start this morning. But for those of you that want to see that sunrise, you can see there's a little beat there coming up now. So we're going to give you that opportunity. So say our Serenity Prayer. Those who'd like to join us, please do so. All others will be back with you in a few moments. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. We're going to come back at the sun in a few minutes time. Don't want to keep us here too much longer. Not that I'm not enjoying this, but I know some of you have to make your way out, get yourselves ready for work. Unlike me, I don't do any work at all. So but we're going to get a lovely sunrise. You can see the, I don't know, actually I hope any resolution is letting you see the little trails around each of the clouds there in the lower section that's beginning to come up. I'm sure it's going to be a beautiful sunrise this morning, but we're going to come back to that in a second. What we can do from our vantage point is scan around where we are. Let's see how many of you are going to pick it up now that did not know where we were before. Alright, so those that are not familiar with where we are just to the east of Martin's Bay itself. I'm noticing a lot of clearing has gone on. It looks from here, I don't have my binoculars with me today, but it looks from here as though they're doing some gabling in the lower section of Martin's Bay. We're going to work our way in that direction. But you can clearly see the clearance. Well, you can see the clearance just down there in the center of the camera. So we're going to find out what that's all about. We were here like, I would say maybe 3 months ago, 12 weeks or so, 10, 12 weeks. That was not happening, so we'll know more about that in, in a few minutes time as we venture in that direction. Just looking along the east coast of the island, it is beautiful. This is Martin's Bay directly in front of us. We then work our way into the Glen Burnie section, and that will be the point that you will see out there, which is Glen Burnie. From there you wouldn't see any of the other inside coastline like around Bashma and stuff. The next thing you really see is Chalky Monk In the distance, hopefully you'll be able to make the out. Looks like a sleeping giant. And then beyond that, we work our way right down to Pico Tenerife, which you're seeing a haze this morning, but that's where Cove Bay and Pico Tenerife are. All right, we have a little sun coming up now. Just give you a couple more minutes here, and then we will be moving on. We're not going to get a full blast of that this morning, so we're going to work our way down on our route, and then we'll keep peeping back at it when we can. Just to mention, we are starting a little bit closer to the west side of where we usually would start, because signal strengths out here are dipping and very inconsistent. There is one section we're going through that I did see it go a little bit high, almost into the red, so hopefully we don't lose signal. If we do lose signal, I will restart it further back into the Martins Bay area, because we do get a much better signal down there, but just letting you be alert of that. Alright, it's going to take me a little bit of mountain goating to get from where I am. I'll show you where we are in a few minutes time when I do get down. So I'm going to make my way down now, so just bear with me as you see a lot of bumps in and stuff. I was going to backflip, you know me already, I like the adventurous moves, but I can't do it because there's some great trees below here that I may land in. So, alright, just to show you where we were and what we do to get the views for you. Yeah, we were actually climbed on top of this here, very sharp coral. That's the best place to get your signal from this morning, and also to get a view of the scenery. As you would notice, it does drop off quite a bit on the other side. Not a problem though. I was in a very safe zone, well, as safe as I could be, which I think is very safe. You know, so it was comfortable. Alright, we're going to work our way westward from here. That sun is going to be beautiful when it does come up eventually, but as I said, we can't stay here all morning looking at that, because we want to get on with our journey, so we would do that right now. Alright, we're working in a westerly direction. We're going to be walking through areas where there's manchineel, sea grape, etc. A lot of sea grape over here. I have been battling with myself not to sing about sea grape for a long time, so I'm going to try and continue with that for a little bit longer. But you know that I'm going to be talking about them in the very near future. As soon as they start to jump in front of my face and dance in front of me and taunt me, then I will most definitely be talking about them with you. But right now you will see all along here is being maintained. All of this clifftal area here, which is slipping continuously and losing more and more of it, is being maintained here by the sea grape rooting in this area. That is what's saving this embankment right now. As you'll see a little further on, it doesn't really last too well. This is real Barbados here. This is the coral stone that Barbados is made up of. So you can imagine a few thousand years ago, when we were coming out of the sea, rising out of the sea, that this would have been the clifftal area. This is one of the masses of coral that you'll find all over the island, especially as you work your way towards Hackton's Cliff. You'll find many of those coral heads are up. We would have gone through the same process as what you're seeing in Soup Bowl right now, or it's High Rock, where all of the weaker matter gets eaten out, leaving just the coral mass itself. This is one of the other coral heads here. These are all around, scattered on this side of the coastline. Just a beautiful walk here though, but some areas are getting smaller and smaller. Now we're in that dark spot that I was mentioning before, so hopefully resolution doesn't fade too much, but you will remember walking here with me, and you will remember how much wider it was those that were on earlier on. We always talk about the overhangs being deceiving. As you can see right here, root structure is holding soil in place, but underneath it is hollow. So when you're on this side of the island, especially over here, be very careful, all right, when you're walking. Just make sure, like this area for example, when you walk through here, lean 45 degrees to the inland, so hopefully that will hold you and keep you away from the side. A lot of the grape leaves out here, a lot of loose soil. I wouldn't want to be walking here at the moment when it's been raining or when it's wet, because out here would be really bad. Out here it gets so slippery and really I would say turning close to dangerous on some of the sections along this east coast on the train line when it is raining. Lots and lots of beautiful scenery around here, but all of these trees were up on the embankment before. You can see they've all gone down and sit down, still continuing to grow. Don't know for how long, but beautiful area. Today you're gonna need your sargassum filters. It's obvious we're on the east side. We know this is sargassum season, so just enjoy the scenery. Don't worry too much about that. That'll be gone pretty soon, and it'll be back to its pristine conditions again for you. Just lovely little sections here to walk along. This reminds me a lot, well, a lot of the East Coast resembles other sections, like when you're walking through these kind of areas. This reminds me of a section from Tent Bay going over to High Rock. Very similar type of terrain, very similar type of viewing from here, as you will also notice. Obviously we're further to the east, but it still gives you the same kind of view and feeling as though you're in the Bash Bay area looking into actual High Rock and Soup Bowl. Gives that kind of feeling to me anyhow. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. For all of those that are joining us for the first time, remember the only way you're going to be able to comment this morning is if you're a friend of a friend who's already online. If you're finding yourself in difficulties and can't make a comment, you would know that you're not in our friends list. It would be recommended, rather than waiting a friend to come on so you can comment when they're on, send a friend's request. We're going to send you a map, a little bit of brief information on what we do and how to get in contact with us, etc., to make it a little easier, a little more interactive for you as well. We'll also introduce you to our YouTube channel, which has over 800 vlogs on it now, and building, of course. So you can see all of here that we walked around that was a little bit more solid is starting to slip. I've noticed a lot of this here now. I haven't been on the East Coast for a while. At one time I used to come over and get a lot of signal strength tests and stuff, but they vary so often. Sometimes you come over here and find a great signal strength, and 2 weeks later you come over and find a terrible signal strength. So rather than run over here all the time, I come over, check it, and hopefully it'll be relatively good. I look back at the vlogs that we've done before, see what the resolution looked like in the areas that we've been, and hopefully that's what we'll find. But signals along this side here can change drastically from day to day. Weather also impacts it as well. But beautiful, beautiful views. First set of rocks we're seeing here, just closest to us, that would be the other side of Martins Bay, and then as you get the other rocks going on, that's going through until you get to Glen Burnie, which is on the point. You can also drive to Glen Burnie. Buses also go in there as well. In Barbados, a lot of places we're going to are on the bus route. You have to do a little walking, of course, but you can get to it by bus. But Glen Burnie also has a bus that takes you there. That's a great hike from there to Bash Bay if you don't feel like doing the entire distance from up here or Bath. Beautiful area, absolutely beautiful. There's some homes on the ridge above here, set back a little bit. There are roads that lead to it as you're coming down the steepest hill into Martins Bay. I think it's the steepest, the others are a little more slanty, and that's the one that's the most to the east. If you've never been to Martins Bay before, we're going to be introducing you to it now. For those that have been here before, we'll see some changes that have gone on. It is now beginning to pick back up a little bit now on Thursdays, which is their Fish Friday. We'll talk more about that as well. I always fret when I come here and see this bench back in the sea, because I don't know, for me, I will never get tired of seeing the ocean. The ocean is what I want to see. But this seems to be the most strategic point for these guys here to come and hang out. On this bench, we're going to take a seat here and see what they see and what they're enjoying. I know the beautiful sounds are lovely, but this is the view that they'll be getting from here. So if any of you guys are on board, construct a bench in the other way for us, because we would love to sit down and watch you surf. Good morning to all the residents of Martins Bay. Thank you for offering us the opportunity to walk through this beautiful area this morning. I'm going to be showing your lovely side of Barbados to the world today. Well, all along here, these coconut trees were up on higher elevations. All these sections have slipped down. All the land that they were on has slipped, but they have maintained their growth and stuff. I'll be showing it from a different angle a little further on, but you can see, if you are familiar with this area and you remember it, like say 10-15 years ago, you will know that it was nothing like this. However, that's what we're seeing all around the coastline of the island at the moment. Really a beautiful morning. Okay, this is what you could be, well, I'll get a little further on where this little puppy's yapping, because it's speaking to me this morning, but I don't want to wake up any of the neighborhood here, so you're not going to talk back to it. I'll send out some waves, so hold on. Cheeks on you, all call me that. You all said yesterday that I was not the dog charmer. You can't be joking. Hello, good morning. Oh, we have another one here coming to say good morning. Hey, little dog. How are you going? How are you? Sweet, man. Yep, so any of those yesterday that were dissing me and telling me, boy, you are not a dog whisperer, hold that. Beautiful out here. You can get some little rental cottages down in Martins Bay if you would like. I am not too familiar with anything about their packages and stuff, but I do know that this one here, just directly in front of us, sometimes rents. I know there are a lot of people that come and stay over here in the summertime, like around our summer holidays, which are our biggest or longest duration on vacation from schools. You will find cattle wash and Basham are virtually impossible. Well, especially cattle wash, you'll find virtually impossible to find a home down there at this time of the year, going right down until the end of August, early September, because all the people that actually own the homes would use them as their summer retreats, and a lot more people are spending more and more time in Barbados as well. This gabling was so important because you will understand that what you've seen and what we walked past would have occurred here. It actually did start to have some severe slippage, as you can see, and they came along and did a lot of gabling. You'll find a lot of gabling going on the east coast of the island. Have a look back here though, people. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sorry I didn't have the full sunrise for you this morning. For those who were on early, you were on with a long meditation, but you know what? You were looking at some absolute stunning coastline on this island. Look how lovely this is. Just beautiful. We're going a little further on. We have quite a bit of walk to go now. 3 entrances to Martin's Bay. This hill here, morning Governor. This hill here is the steepest of them all. This comes in just straight down from St. John's Church. You're coming straight down Newcastle. This will be right through the crossroad and over. There's another road that comes down midway into Martin's Bay. It's on that same road coming down, but it's the first left that you would get to. That will take you down an easier road that comes in here. And then the third one is over on the extreme end of Martin's Bay. We'll show you that as we get close to that as well. Roads coming down in here, very rough, but I know a lot of people go on island tours and drive along the upper ridge and don't come down into Martin's Bay. A lot of people are not familiar with what down here is like, and then there are others that just don't want to come down here and want to avoid all the traffic and stuff. We're going to walk across this gable though, because I want to show you all the elevated views. I don't want to be showing you the back of it. I'm going to give you our first, well, we had sort of like a 360 before, but I was balancing on a pretty thin layer or edge. So we're going to do it from here for you, let you have a look at the country and let you have a look at this beautiful view as we scan through. Here we go, everyone. Alright, we had a little merge of a photo opportunity along with our 360 because I want you to have a look at those beautiful rays promises of a new day to make a difference in this world, a new day to make a difference in our lives, a new day to become better people and do the best that we can to help those around us as well. Because remember, what is important is everyone around us, because everyone and everything, because that all makes it a better world. You know, if you walk into an environment where people are restless and unhappy and sad and miserable, well, you know for sure that part of the world needs brightening up. So a little smile if you can, just say good morning, a greeting will go a long way. Is that not just beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. I love to watch the morning awaken because I'm not too sure who made the comment in the very beginning, the black and white version of it before the sun actually starts to come up and the colors start to come in, and then you watch it unfold like this. It is just stunning and breathtaking. I have not been over here for so long. When I say that so long, I mean 10 weeks, maybe 10 or 12 weeks in this section, and I miss it really drastically. You know, I love nature. Over here is absolutely beautiful. It doesn't offer the swimming that you'll get on the other sides, but it is absolutely stunning and peaceful as what. Just a quick thing for the surfers, some of you may not know, but out here has an amazing right that comes in off of the point. If you ever get the opportunity to come and surf here, it breaks right off of the actual shelf reef. There's a reef that runs from here right out, and then it hits a drop off. That's where it will break from and run its way right along this reef. It is a great surf. However, you have to be fit because it calls for endless paddling. Lots of current out there. Any wind that is happening affects you out there. You are away from the hills and stuff. So, but if you get the opportunity, some great rights out there as well. Martins Bay, like everywhere else, has developed and moved on in time. Things down here from say 8 or 10 years ago have changed tremendously. I keep having to remember that we had 2 years of COVID, or almost 2 years of COVID, so I got to put the time at COVID time on top of the other time. So I would say maybe 6 to 8 years ago, you would have seen some very big changes. We'll talk a little bit more about that now. What I do like down here though is, I mean, well, look at this. We have some pews in place. Now, if you want to come and sit down and find peace and serenity and love and everything else, these are definitely some pews that you can sit on and enjoy that for sure. I'm going to take you down here so you can see the view from these. I'm not sure where these came from, obviously from an old church in the area, but this is the kind of view that these are set up and structured for. So I'm going to give you a 180 from sit-in position. Here we go. I'm sure you all are breathing in the peace and the serenity and the beauty of where we are right now. I'm not smelling sargassum at the moment. It means it is moving. There's been a fairly fresh float. You can see it from the color itself, but it is moving because I'm not really smelling the decay and sargassum that is so customary for this time of year on this side of the island. All right, working our way back up again. I won't show the driver of the dirty war wagon. I'll keep that as a surprise for her. That's going to be like a wrapped gift waiting on her arrival back to the island. I hope you're doing well this morning, my dear. I know you had a fall, so my prayers and my best wishes are going out to you. All the healing, positive thoughts and light I'm sending your way. Alright, so down here is where you have what is known as the Martins Bay Fish Fry. These tables here need some repairs and stuff, but as you can appreciate, we've been through some real hardships, so a lot of businesses here are just trying to survive and get themselves back in operation. But all these tables will be repainted and stuff, I'm sure in the very near future. This is where a lot of people come and eat for the fish fry. We talked about a lot of changes down here the last 8 years or so. Originally, the Bay Tavern was located in this small little shuttle complex here. The bar was here, kitchens were in the back. Any of you remember DJ used to play here just behind that truck on certain Saturdays. I can't remember if it was the last in every month or what, but they used to play here. All here would have had seating. Below was all pasture where you would have parked, where you're seeing the structure now. And then all out here they would have had people. I'm talking about, this is not a joke, thousands of people. On a Thursday, all this area that you're seeing here, every parking spot would be taken. You'd be parking up the hill sometimes and having to walk down in here. You would not find a park down here on a Thursday for sure. Not that they don't sell fish every day, but Thursday is their real snapper day or their fish fry day. This is the new Bay Tavern. To me personally, I know why it was moved over here or why this was built. I'm not going to get into that there, but I will say that I think it's lost a little bit of what it used to offer before. Not that the food is not spectacular, however, it's just a little more commercial and stuff than what it was like. It used to like the little shuttle restaurant and bar. However, this seems to be their function right now. As you can see, it is wheelchair friendly. There's a ramp that works its way right up into the lower section, not the upper section though. The upper section you won't be able to get in a wheelchair for sure. But they have other little things here like a little snackette and fast food and stuff as well. Well, not fast food, but a little deli and a little bar and any of the necessities you may want, they also have in here as well. It's not just the fish fry anymore. There are other options for you. Lots of changes for sure. I don't know if any of you remember our former Prime Minister David Thompson. This is his and his wife's property that's here. I don't know if they still own it, but they built this here quite a few years back. Absolutely beautiful. As you know, he used to run for this constituency in the parish of St. John, and so did his wife after his passing. Small little fish market. Not a lot of fishing goes on down here, but as I said, they do catch fresh fish all the time for the Bay Tavern. And this is their small little fish market, Martins Bay Fish Landing Facility. Swimming down here, you can swim directly in front of here. We actually went in there last time we were, well, time before when we were here. But it was really difficult conditions down in there with camera equipment and stuff. But you can get a little swim here. There's a little sand-based area just directly in front of the camera. But I am not advocating to swim over here because it is very dangerous. Please, if you're coming over to the east coast of the island, unless you see some locals swimming in the area who look knowledgeable, not people that are holding a pint and a half rum in their hand, you know, I would not venture into the sea. And if you even are venturing into the sea, stay in the shallow water. Do not venture out, not on this east coast. We don't like to paint doom and gloom, but many people have lost their lives along this east coast. But and many of them have done so not listening to the advice that being given minutes before. Do not go in there. And unfortunately, that will probably last words that they've heard. Just beautiful along here though. This is what you got to call a part of Barbados that's sort of like left behind. You know, down here is not anything like Cahalwash or Bashaba. This is similar to Bath, not as big as a Bath area, but very similar to that in the fact that nothing really happens down here. There's hardly any commercial businesses. The only thing that you'll find is the Martins Bay Tavern. This is the third road I was mentioning before, the one to the west that comes in. If you're coming from Bashaba, after you pass the Glenburnie area, you will find it. It's quite easy to see. It does have some signage up on the hill on a pole. Just keep your eyes open before you get to the Newcastle area. You will find this turn off on your left if you're coming from Bashaba. But the views out here, brilliant. Another surfer's break. I'll talk about it here because you can see it side on, just right there. Lather rock. It is just off of that rock as well. The main time that breaks or performs, for me anyhow, the best way that I've found there has been off a north swell, because it peels off the rock coming in this direction. It's a very shallow, fast, powerful wave. So, and I should say hollow. So if you're want a good surf as well here, if Soup Bowl is closed down and stuff, this offers a great ride as well. And like the one above, this is a left that comes into this bay. A lot of homes down here in disrepair. A lot of since we had the hurricane, it was last year, we saw a lot of roofs getting displaced and stuff. A lot of people have not rebuilt. A lot of people have not been afford to do too much except for just make it livable. All right, we like to talk about this here all the time, and I'm going to do it again now. I remember when here had another, I would say 8 to 10 feet in front of these coconut trees. I do remember that myself in my time. That's a long time ago, but I do remember that. Over here is made up mainly of a lot of scattered rocks. You'll find this along the east coast. You can hear the rocks rolling in the surf. This is what a lot of this looser section is these rocks all just mixed up with soil and marl and stuff. And what happens is when the swells come in, it just eats it away and it starts to drop off. So that's why you'll find all of the east coast, like here along the train line, with this type of beach where there are lots of rock, because as the erosion happens, all these rocks just drop off onto the sand itself. Not much sand here at all. A lot of erosion in this section. You can see even any of those that have been with us, been walking these routes and stuff over the last year and a half or almost 2 years, will know for sure what this was like, because we have done a few of them out here. You can see it's just a matter of time. Now all under here is eaten out as well, so I'm not going to go too far out, but I'm going to extend my hand for you to have a look here and see what the erosion looks like, how these roots are going, where all the soil is leaving them and it's actually overhanging. Under me here is a hollow section, so we're not going any closer to the edge. But trust me, when I do these things, I am extending the gimbal right out, so don't think that I'm going to the edge to show you all this, because I'm sort of like a little bit smarter than that. Not too smart, but just a little bit smarter. Beautiful views. I mean, this is a gorgeous section of Barbados. Unfortunately, as I said before, a lot of homes in disrepair. A lot of owners don't even live here anymore, and the homes are just breaking down, decaying. It's a shame, but it's what is truth. Some of these properties are probably owned by, or were owned by, people who have passed and gone on now, and no one is taking them up from there. I'm interested in when we get down a little further though. That's looking very interesting, but we're not talking about that yet. No, whenever we come down here, we like to take a little walk along this beach house. It is not our beach house, but I know that these people are not going to mind me doing this here, because all we do is we bring attention here, because this is also up for rental if you're interested. But I want to show you all of the erosion that we had just talked about minutes ago along this section here. If you would have a much better look, you can see how the entire banking is slipping down and bringing the trees with it. So it's not just that the very edges breaking off, it's actually starting to slip. Well, now you can see the actual land movement and the cracks in the grass where will be cracks in the soil as well. So this whole section here, and again you can see how it is made up. I can take it a little bit further down just for those that are curious as to what the actual makeup of this area is. Well, that was a great skate, yo. Alright, just to let you know, I did not fall. That was a loss of signal as I went below the house. I did not expect that to happen, so my apologies on that. Glad to see some of you are still with me. But I just had an amazing skate there just now. I had to say, I am so skilled. It is unbelievable. But we won't be going down there to look at that soil right now because we are losing signal. Not that I'm afraid to go there, because you know what? I am the Bajan warrior. We take on those kind of things. Hopefully you don't lose any more signal. It should be okay now. Sorry if we lost any of you just now. I will edit this going up to YouTube, so I'll take out that section. And any other section I may talk nonsense in that I don't like. a lot of terracing is going on here. I don't know what's happening on the top, but I see a lot of containers. I don't think that is only going to be just for the gabling. That looks as though it could have maybe a construction going on up there or something, not too sure. But this is all new for sure. Last time we were here was a pasture. As we had seen many times, there were a lot of cracks and stuff in different areas. Oh, just to show you the sign here. Some popular hikers' routes. So some of the properties down here have this kind of signage to direct you to the hiking trail itself, so that you won't actually walk right up onto the property of the owners. We usually walk through there, but I see the sign, so I'm going to obey that sign for sure. But last time we came around here, alright, I don't know why we're losing signal strength. We never had an issue here before. I'm not worrying about it. I'm just trying to get you all back here to let you see all of this terracing that's going on to stop the land slippage. As I said, I don't know if this is a house that's going on top here. I'm not sure what the construction plans are, but I'm seeing a lot of grass that's being planted in this section here. Also planting some sea grapes as well. To try and hold all of this section from slipping any further. Not too sure how that's gonna help or not. You'll soon see. But if this area is weak as it is, and you know, you remember we also walked very close. Now they're saying to enter your own risk in this general area. There was a great footpath that went around here, but as you know, we had all talked about the massive slippage that had been happening. There's a lot of work here, not gabling. So I'm assuming there's going to be something that's going to be building on this hill section. You know me already. I always willing to assume and enter and back. Alright, we won't get another break in transmission because we're going to stop here. I know for sure we got a signal strength from here. Well, I should say I was sure we had a signal strength there before. We have never had any breaks in transmission going through our section, but that is just another indication of how the signal strengths on this side of the island switch all over, and how certain towers are being affected and stuff. This is also another reason why we haven't done a lot of East Coast recently, because a lot of areas that had strong signal strengths are suffering right now. But we're on a good spot here. This is where we can say our farewells. Beautiful area to watch the power of nature. Sorry for the interruptions today, beyond my control, so just apologize as a matter of courtesy, but it's nothing that I could do about it, so it's beyond my control. But this is where we have started before. Beautiful, beautiful view of here. I'll give you a 360 from here. We should get a really good signal, so the clarity should be really beautiful. But you can see all the work here that's going on your right. Don't know what's happening up there. I'll find out a little bit more about it as time goes on. But a lot of money is being put into trying to save in that section from sliding any further. You can also see all of the coastline along here. The areas are decayed. The beach house that we were by a few minutes ago, which is in the center of the screen. Yes, I am that fast. And then beyond that is the Martins Bay itself proper. All this is Martins Bay, but Bay Tavern, Fish Market, and everything is the center of the screen now. It's been a beautiful, beautiful morning with you all. We have had a couple of challenges, as you would know. You've been here for them. But that's not a problem, because those that stayed on are seeing this beautiful scenery right now. But you've been here with me and you've kept my company, and thank you for staying on as well. You know, we don't worry about these anymore. I know that when I was not as well grown as I am right now, I know that I used to be very upset, and it would have hurt me for days thinking about how I brought you all to areas that the signals weren't strong. But we have been here before. We know that signals are usually strong. It doesn't really worry me anymore because I do the absolute best I can. I want to show you Barbados, so sometimes it means taking a chance of dropping out on signal and stuff, but it's all a part of the explorations. If they were all perfect, they would belong in a cinema or in a studio. That's not what we do. We bring you the raw Barbados, and we bring you the lots of signal as well. So hopefully you've had a good time this morning. Hopefully you've been here with some friends, be able to share your love and kindness with them, and hopefully you'll be able to prepare yourself with all the peace and serenity that you need to go forward into today. So from over in the parish of St. John, Martins Bay, I'm going to turn you around now and let you enjoy some of the scenery as I talk. But I want to say farewell to you. I want to thank you all again for joining me this morning. Remember, it's not just me that does this here. It is our care, or our crew, which is our care team, which has our injured and crazy but loving, kind driver, our Munch Kings, our Hall of Famers, and each and every one of the EMC family that make EMC what it is. EMC is not Nicholas Dean, EMC is not Barbados. EMC is a combination of everyone that's on here on the beautiful, beautiful island that I call heaven. Some call Barbados, some call paradise, and some call home. Alright, unfortunately I have to switch you on to a view that's not quite as beautiful, but we're going to say our farewells here, and I'm going to do so with a 360. It's going to come with some wind, so be prepared for the wind, which you're already getting, but we're going to be turning into wind a little bit, so get ready for this. This is too much beauty not to share with you in a 360 though. Have a great day. Spread your peace, spread your joy, spread your love, and try and do the best you can today to be positive in whatever comes your way. Look for the positives, and if you find yourself in a dark spot and you just can't find our way out, there are numbers, there are people that are in here. They'll be happy to hear from you. They'll be happy to help you, because on the days that they're also having those challenges, you will be there for them. This is all unity. We'll be up and we'll be down, but the important part is we'll be together. Have a great day. Love you all. Greetings from Barbados.